Hello. In this video, I'm going to explain some of the important derivations from current electricity. I'll do the derivations from current electricity in two parts. In this first video, I'll be explaining some of the basic derivations from current electricity. And in the next video, I'll be explaining cells in series, cells connected in parallel, and then Wheatstone bridge. So to start with, you will first come across the expression for drift velocity. Expression for drift velocity. This is the first derivation from current electricity. We'll be asked to obtain an expression for drift velocity. We know what is meant by drift velocity. Drift velocity is the average velocity with which electrons in a conductor move under the action of applied electric field. So in order to derive expression for drift velocity, we will here consider a conductor Mn. Let this be a conductor. So Mn is a conductor. L is length of this conductor. A is area of cross section of this conductor. This represents the area of cross section of the conductor. In order to set up electric current in this conductor, we need to apply potential difference across the ends of the conductor. In the sense, we need to connect a battery across the ends of the conductor. See, across the ends of this conductor, I have connected a battery. The battery sends current I through this conductor and sets up an electric field E inside the conductor. So V is potential difference applied across ends of the conductor. E is the electric field set up inside the conductor. Under the action of this electric field, the electron in this conductor start moving or drifting in a direction opposite to the direction of applied electric field with a velocity called as drift velocity. Vd is called as the drift velocity. So this is all regarding the diagram to be drawn. So let Mn be a conductor. Mn be a conductor. L is length of conductor. L is length of conductor. A is area of cross section of conductor. A is area of cross section of conductor. V is potential difference applied across ends of conductor. E is electric field set up inside the conductor. See, I have told you, whenever you connect a battery across the ends of the conductor, this battery is going to establish an electric field inside the conductor. This battery conductor ಒಳಗೆ electric field set up ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ electric field ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಈ electron ಮೇಲೆ force ನ exert ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Negative charges, electron is a negatively charged particle. Negative charges always experience a force in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. Electric field ಯಾವ direction ಆಗಿರ್ತದೋ ಅದರ opposite direction ಆಗ electrons ಅಥವಾ negative charges generally force experience ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. So electron is now experiencing a force in direction opposite to the electric field. Is electric field set up inside the conductor. Now we will calculate what is force on the electron. Force on electron is, see, when I connect battery across the ends of the conductor, battery establishes electric field inside the conductor. Electric field will apply force on this electron. Force on electron is given by F is equals to minus capital E into small e. This is from the equation F is equals to EQ. This is force on a charged particle placed in electric field. F is equals to E is electric field. Q is charge on the particle. E is the electric field and small e is charge on the electron. Negative sign represents that electron experiences force in a direction opposite to the direction of the applied electric field. So this is force on the electron. Once you have calculated force on the electron, you need to calculate acceleration of the electron. See, whenever a force acts on a particle, that particle starts accelerating. Acceleration of electron is to be calculated. Acceleration of electron is A is equals to F by M. We know that from Newton's second law, F is equals to M into A. Force is equals to mass into acceleration. This implies acceleration is equals to force by mass. Acceleration is equals to force by mass. So A is equals to F by M. A is equals to F is minus capital E into small e. This is equation 1. So from equation 1, I can substitute F as minus capital E into small e divided by M. This will call as equation number 2. This is equation number 2. Now we are asked to obtain expression for drift velocity. We need to obtain expression for velocity. We know that velocity in general is given by v is equals to a into t. We know that acceleration is equals to velocity by time. So velocity is equals to acceleration into time. Velocity is equals to acceleration into time. Here we want drift velocity. So we'll write that drift velocity as Vd is equals to a into t should not be written. Instead, you have to write tau. Tau is called as relaxation time. I have told you relaxation time is the time interval between two successive collisions of an electron with vibrating metal ion. So Vd is equals to a into tau is to be used. This is the time interval for which electron accelerates. Electron ಯಾವ time duration accelerate ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it accelerates during a time tau. So Vd is equals to a into tau. So this can be written as thus drift velocity Vd can be written as minus capital E small e by m into tau. This is the expression for drift velocity of an electron. See, Vd is equals to a into tau. We know what is a from equation 2. A is equals to minus capital E small e by m. So Vd is equals to minus capital E small e by m is to be substituted in place of a into tau as it is. So this is from equation 2. We have substituted a as equal to minus capital E small e by m into tau. This is the expression for drift velocity. The negative sign here signifies that negative sign shows that drift velocity of electrons, drift velocity of electron is in a direction. Drift velocity of electrons is in a direction opposite to the direction of applied electric field. Opposite to the direction of applied electric field. So drift velocity is in a direction opposite to the direction of applied electric field. That is signified by the negative sign. So this is the expression for drift velocity. So go through this expression. This is an important 3-mark question. After you have derived expression for drift velocity, you will be asked to derive relationship between current and drift velocity. Relationship between current and drift velocity. Relationship between current and drift velocity. You will be asked to obtain a relationship between current and drift velocity. You must remember the relationship between current and drift velocity. The relationship between current and drift velocity is I is equals to NAEVD. I represents current, Vd represents drift velocity. Relationship between current and drift velocity is I is equals to NAEVD. This is the relationship between current and drift velocity. And the diagram and explanation for the derivation remains the same as in the previous case. Here we consider a conductor Mn. L is length of the conductor. Mn is a conductor, L is length of conductor, A is area of cross section of the conductor, V is potential difference applied across the ends of the conductor. This is positive and this is negative terminal of the battery. I is current flowing through the conductor. Conventional current always flows from higher potential to the lower potential. That is from positive terminal of battery to negative terminal of battery. Once we connect the battery to the conductor, battery establishes an electric field inside the conductor. Electron inside conductor will now start drifting in a direction opposite to the direction of applied electric field with a velocity called drift velocity. Now, you have to write the same explanation as in the previous derivation. Once you have done this, in order to obtain a relationship between current and drift velocity, we'll first write let number of electrons per unit volume of conductor. Number of electrons per unit volume of conductor be equal to n. This means we are supposing there are n number of electrons in 1 meter cube of this conductor. Number of electrons per unit volume of conductor means that in every 1 meter cube volume of this conductor, we are supposing that there are n number of electrons. We do not actually know how many number of electrons will be present per unit volume. So we'll suppose that the number of electrons per unit volume of this conductor Mn Bn, number of electrons per unit volume of conductor is equals to n. We'll then calculate number of electrons in total volume of conductor. Number of electrons in total volume of conductor. See, the number of electrons in total volume of conductor will be n into Al. How is this antandre? See, in every 1 meter cube of conductor, we are assuming that there are n number of electrons. In 2 meter cube volume of conductor, there will be 2n number of electrons. In 3 meter cube volume of conductor, there will be 3n number of electrons. Here, the conductor we have considered is cylindrical in shape. Volume of a cylinder is A into L, area into its length. Volume of cylinder is A into L. See, in 1 meter cube of conductor, there are n electrons. In 2 meter cube, there will be 2n electrons. In 3 meter cube, there will be 3n number of electrons. In 4 meter cube, there will be 4n number of electrons. In total volume of conductor, what is total volume of the conductor? Al. However, in Al meter cube of conductor, there will be n Al electrons. In 1 meter cube, there will be n electrons. In 2 meter cube, there will be 2n number of electrons. In 3 meter cube, there will be 3n number of electrons. In Al meter cube, the total volume of the cylinder is Al meter cube. In Al meter cube of the conductor, there will be n Al electrons, right? So this is the number of electrons in total volume of the conductor. Now, if E is the charge on each electron, if E is charge on each electron, then total charge present in the conductor is total charge present in the conductor. Total charge present in the conductor is Q is equals to C. If E is the charge on each electron, on every 1 electron, the amount of charge is E. On 2 electrons, on 1 electron, the charge is E. On 2 electrons, the charge will be 2E. On 3 electrons, the charge will be 3E. On 4 electrons, the charge will be 4E. How many total number of electrons we have? We have a total of n Al electrons in the conductor. In the total volume of the conductor, we have a total of n Al electrons. Charge on 1 electron is E. Charge on 2 electrons is 2E. Charge on 3 electrons is 3E. Charge on n Al electrons will be n A L E. See, we have determined the total charge present in the conductor. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we have initially calculated or assumed there are n number of electrons per unit volume of conductor. 1 meter cube ನಾಗ n electrons ಅವೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ? n Al. What is AL? AL is volume, total volume of the conductor. In 1 meter cube there will be n electrons. In 2 meter cube there will be 2 n electrons. In 3 meter cube there will be 3 n electrons. In AL meter cube there will be n AL electrons. These are the total number of electrons present in the entire volume of the conductor. If E is charge on each electron, then total charge present in the conductor is 1 electron will charge E idre ee conductor na totally ಎಷ್ಟು electrons ave? There are a total of NaL electrons. What will be the charge on NaL electrons? NaLe. This is the total charge present in the conductor. Now, from definition, electric current is defined as, electric current is defined as rate of flow of electric charge. I is equals to Q by T. This is how we define electric current. I is equals to, we know what is the total charge present in the conductor. The total charge present in the conductor is Q is equals to NaL into E. So I will substitute Q as NaL into E divided by T. This is because Q is equals to NaL into E, right? I is equals to N A. I have written N as it is, A written as it is. I'll write small e as it is, charge on each electron. I can write L by T as, I can write this quantity L by T. See, L is the total length of the conductor. L represents total length of the conductor, and T represents time taken by the electron to move from one end of the conductor to the another end of the conductor. So, distance traveled divided by time taken will be the velocity. So we can write it as Vd, the velocity with which electron moves in conductor under the action of electric field is drift velocity. How retained N as it is, A written as it is, E written as it is, L by T is nothing but Vd. I can write here L by T is equals to Vd, where T represents time taken by electron to travel length L of conductor. In order to travel length L of the conductor, electron needs certain time, or it takes certain time. T is the time taken. So T is time taken by the electron to travel length L of the conductor. So this is the relationship between current and drift velocity. I is equals to NaEVd. So in order to derive relationship between current and drift velocity, what I have done is I have considered, or I have assumed, there are n number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor. Number of electrons per unit volume of conductor is n. 1 meter cube ಒಳಗೆ n electrons ಅವೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 2 meter cube ಒಳಗಾದ್ರೆ 2n ಇರ್ತವೆ, 3 meter cube ಒಳಗೆ 3n ಇರ್ತವೆ. In the total volume of conductor, the total volume of conductor will be AL. In the total volume of conductor, the total number of electrons will be N into AL. If E is charge on each electron, total charge present in the conductor will be Q is equals to NaLe. See, there are totally NaL electrons. One electron will charge E ade, ಎರಡು electron will 2E ಇರ್ತದೆ, 3 electron will 3E ಇರ್ತದೆ, NaL electrons ಮೇಲೆ NaLe ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ E, ಎರಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ 2E, 3 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ 3E, 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ 4E, NaL electrons ಮೇಲೆ NaLe. This is the total charge present in the conductor. Then I define what is electric current. Electric current is charge by time. Charge is NaLe divided by T. I can write this L by T as Vd. Right? This is the relationship between current and drift velocity. You should here observe the amount of current flowing through any material or in general conductor generally depends upon number of electrons present per unit volume of it. More of the number of electrons present per unit volume of the conductor, more is the current flowing through it. Less are the number of electrons present per unit volume of that material, less is the electric current flowing through it. The amount of current flowing depends upon number of electrons present per unit volume in that material. In case of insulators, the N value will be 0. The number of electrons per unit volume, 3 electrons per unit volume will be zero. Adike insulator na current will be zero. Correct alla? So this is the actual formula for electric current. I is equals to NAED, right? So this is regarding the relationship between current and drift velocity. After all, you have derived relationship between current and drift velocity. You will be asked to derive the relationship between current density, conductivity, and electric field. Derive J is equals to sigma into E anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. J is called current density. Current density is defined as amount of current flowing per unit area of conductor normally. The amount of current flowing per unit area of conductor normally. 1 meter square area of conductor ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು current perpendicular ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That gives us current density. Conductivity represents ability of a material to allow electric charges to flow through it. It is defined as reciprocal of resistivity. Rho is called as resistivity. Conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity. Electric field is potential drop per unit length of the conductor, V by L, right? So you need to derive J is equals to sigma into E. So again, in order to derive J is equals to sigma E, you can draw the same diagram as in the previous cases, right? We know that from Ohm's law, this can be derived using Ohm's law. From Ohm's law, we know that V is equals to I into R. This is also called as equivalent form of Ohm's law. So from Ohm's law, we know that V is equals to I into R. This implies I is equals to V by R. We'll obtain expression for current and we'll call this as equation number 1. V is equals to IR, I is equals to V by R. But we know that resistance of conductor R is rho L by A. Correct? Resistance is directly proportional to length of conductor and resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. Proportionality constant is rho, called as resistivity of material. Rho is called as resistivity of material. If you substitute R in equation number 1, equation 1 becomes I is equals to V divided by R is nothing but rho L by A. See, I have substituted the value of this R in equation number 1. I is equals to V divided by rho L by A. The denominator of denominator goes to numerator. So this can be written as I is equals to VA by rho L. I is equals to VA by rho L. Denominator of denominator goes to numerator. I is equals to VA by rho L. See, here we are asked to derive J is equals to sigma E. In the LHS, I want J. We know what is J. J is called current density and is defined as amount of current flowing per unit area normally. So if I can have I by A in the LHS, I can write it as J. So what I do is I'll get this A from RHS to the denominator of LHS. In the sense, I'm just dividing on both sides by A. Just bring this A to the denominator of LHS. This becomes I by A is equals to V divided by rho into L. I by A is equals to, you split this V by rho L as 1 by rho into V by L. V by rho L is split 1 by rho into V by L. 1 into V is V, rho into L is rho L. So V by rho L should be split as 1 by rho into V by L. Now we know what is I by A. I by A is equals to J, called as current density. It is called current density. 1 by rho is equals to sigma, called conductivity. V by L is equals to E, called as electric field. It is called electric field. So if I call this as equation number 3, equation 3 becomes, see, I by A is nothing but J. 1 by rho, reciprocal of resistivity, is nothing but conductivity sigma. V by L, potential drop per unit length, is nothing but electric field E. This is the relationship between current density, conductivity, and then electric field. J is equals to sigma into E. So we have derived J is equals to sigma E from Ohm's law. From Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R, I is equals to V by R. We know what is R is equals to resistance of conductor depends upon its length and area of cross section. We can write R as equals to rho L by A. Substitute this R in equation 1. Equation 1 becomes I is equals to V divided by rho L by A. That is what I have written here. V divided by rho L by A. Denominator of denominator will go to the numerator. I becomes VA by rho L. I take this A to the denominator of LHS. It becomes I by A is equals to V by rho L. I know the reason behind it. I want to get J. I know what is J. J is current density and is defined as amount of current flowing per unit area normally. So I by A is equals to V by rho L. I by A is equals to, I'll split this V by rho L as 1 by rho into V by L for our convenience. I by A is nothing but J. If I split, I'll be able to identify what is what. 1 by rho is reciprocal of resistivity, nothing but sigma, conductivity. V by L is E. So I by A is J. 1 by rho is sigma. V by L is E, electric field. This is J is equals to sigma into E. After this, you will be asked to obtain expression for conductivity of a material. Expression for conductivity. See, conductivity is represented by sigma and is given by N E square tau by M. From this equation, you can observe conductivity again depends upon number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor. More are the number of electrons per unit volume of conductor, more will be the conductivity of that material. Generally, when I mean electrons, they are free electrons. Insulators, so the value of N will be 0, so its conductivity will be 0, right? Anyhow, again, the diagram and explanation remains the same even for this. In order to derive expression for conductivity, we'll again make use of Ohm's law. From Ohm's law, I can write V is equals to I into R. This implies I is equals to V divided by R. I'll call this as equation number 1. I know what is R equal to, but R, resistance of conductor, is equals to rho L by A. I'll substitute R in equation number 1. I'll substitute R in equation number 1. So equation 1 becomes I is equals to V divided by R is nothing but rho L by A. Rho L by A. Denominator of the denominator goes to the numerator. So this becomes I is equals to VA divided by rho L, right? But the thing here is you are not supposed to get this A to the denominator. If you get this A to the denominator, we'll get current density, which is not required at this point of time. Namige current density beke agila. We need to express conductivity in terms of number of electrons per unit volume in terms of N. So what can be done is we can express I as NAEVD. We know that I is equals to NAEVD. We have derived this relationship. I is equals to NAEVD. That is equals to VA by rho L. Since I is equals to NAEVD, I can cancel out. A and A on both sides. So I will be left out with NEVD is equals to V by rho L. I can write this as NEVD is equals to V divided by rho L. I'll write NE. I know the expression for drift velocity. Drift velocity is capital E small e tau by M. We have derived this. Go back to the expression for drift velocity which we have derived. See, drift velocity VD is minus capital E small e tau by M. Negative sign here just represents the drift velocity and the electric field are in opposite direction. It does not have any other significance. When you are substituting for drift velocity, do not substitute this negative sign, right? So here I have NE. VD is capital E small e tau by M. In the actual equation, we have got VD as minus capital E small e tau by M. Negative sign just represents electric field and drift velocity are in opposite direction, and it doesn't have any other significance. So you can ignore substituting negative sign. That is equals to V by rho L can be written as 1 by rho into V by L again. I have told you V by rho L should be splitted as 1 by rho into V by L. 1 into V is V, rho into L is rho L. I can write this as N E into E square, capital E, tau by M N, small e into small e is E square, capital E, tau by M. That is equals to, we know 1 by rho is sigma, conductivity, and V by L is E, electric field. Here you can write Vd is equals to, we have substituted for drift velocity here. Vd is equals to capital E, small e, tau divided by M. I have told you tau is called as relaxation time. I can now cancel out E and E on both the sides, and I will be left out with sigma is equals to N E square. Sigma is equals to N E square tau by M. So this is the expression for conductivity. So conductivity is given by sigma is equals to N E square tau divided by M. Right? So this is how we can express conductivity in terms of relaxation time. Tau is called as relaxation time, and M is called mass of the electron. M is mass of electron. So these are some of the basic derivations that you have to go through from current electricity. Please solve these derivations, and in my next class I'll explain current drawn by an external resistor. We'll discuss about EMF and thermal potential difference. We'll derive expression for equivalent EMF and equivalent internal resistance of cells connected in series and parallel, and Witt's bridge. Thank you, please.